What's up guys, welcome to another video, and in this one I want to talk about if you are more a person that likes to work alone or if you're a person that likes to work like in teams with other people. And believe it or not, this is something pretty important to identify, or at least it's for me. And it's also about recognizing like what is your strengths, what type of environment you like to work on. And before, like some years ago, I started watching all these videos. I think it was Grant Cardone or someone like that, where basically they said like one of the biggest things if you want to be successful is to actually like get an office, a physical place, so you can focus with other people, with your employees, to create a culture. And for some time I thought to myself, man, I don't really have an office, so I'm not doing things the right way. And I never really believed that I would be like super happy in an office, but I thought to myself, maybe I should get an office because that's what these guys are saying, that I should get a physical office and not work from home. But later I realized that, I identified or I recognized that I'm a person that likes to work alone. I like to work in a completely quiet environment. I don't like it when, people are coming to me and asking me a bunch of questions and interrupting my work. I also don't like it when people ask me things that they could easily find on Google, right? So I'm just that kind of person. I do have a team, but at the same time is recognizing like what is the best way for you to run that team. And it's not necessarily, being there to answer questions all day or being in a physical space full of people asking you questions all day. Sometimes it's just better to tell your team like, look, this is the outcome that we are trying to achieve, figure it out, right? So now you put them in charge to see how you're gonna get to the outcome. And this is my preferred method of doing it. Instead of, well, first of all, I love to work from home. I wouldn't, at this stage of my life for sure, I wouldn't get an office. I love working from home. I just don't think I would be like pretty happy in an office, and I believe I can get a very, very similar effect if I manage things the right way online. Now, some people love the feeling of having an office because they can be there and with a team and everything, and some people are very like, social person. They like to interact with other people. I'm kind of like an introvert. I think that's the introvert was that, yeah. I like to stick to my own thing, little office, quiet environment, just get things done, little to no interruptions, and basically that's it. So my preferred way of doing things is not have an office, not have people around me asking me a bunch of stuff, and then tell people, look, these are the outcomes that we need to achieve for the different areas of the business, and then you have to go and create a plan or figure out a way to achieve those outcomes. And now you put people in charge. It gives them a sense of authority and responsibility, and it's a lot better, because the thing is, if you're always there to answer the simple questions, the easy questions, you always make yourself available. People don't learn how to look for solutions themselves. People don't learn how to be resourceful. This is something I've learned in my early days, how to be resourceful. If I don't know something, I'm gonna go look for it, and that's it. There's plenty of resources out there. Google, YouTube. That's why I try to make myself at least as least available as possible. Not for, I don't want to help my team. Obviously, I want to help my team. It's in my best interest, but to make them better and so that we can all grow. So that's my preferred way of doing it. I see a lot of people, they love to have like daily meetings, physical meetings. I see a lot of people, like especially networkers, they love to have like daily presentations, daily meetings on Starbucks and these reunions and everything and meetings. And that's great, but they recognize that's what they like, that's their strength. I think it's very important to recognize it. I think it's not about, one being right or wrong. I think it's just important to know yourself. What are you good at? And then double down on that. Now, this is something I also realized. I thought to myself, like, before, some year back or so, I was like, man, if I always make myself available to my team, we're gonna grow so much more, right? And then I started making myself very, very available. And what happened is that it went the other way around, because since I started focusing so much on my team, giving it so much of my time, I stopped focusing on my own things. right, on my own decision making, on my own thought process. I always got the ideas come in with no filter, and I trust myself a lot, my instinct. And what happened is, when I started putting all this time and energy into the team, then I started to kind of like push away my own thought process, and that really hurt the business for some period of time. So I guess this message is just a little bit broad. Find out where you like to work, what kind of environment. Find out what works the best for your team. It probably sounds here that I'm saying, oh, don't spend time with your team. That's definitely not the case. And every day I speak with my team and we work together. But it's about knowing how to do it and finding an in-between between being there and delegating and giving them responsibility. And also identify if you're more a lonely person rather than a person that likes to always be surrounded by people. I don't personally like to do that. I don't personally like to be always surrounded by people. And it's very important to also learn how to be alone. A lot of people don't know how to be alone, and that's horrible, because you won't always be surrounded by people. You gotta learn how to work alone, how to be alone, how to perform alone. So that's basically my message. Write it down. It's gonna help. At least it did for me. So hopefully you got some value out of this video. And if you liked it, be sure to go to workwithsebastian.com to learn more about how I can help you grow your business. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you tomorrow.